Western script, Eastern reality. This is the algorithm. Rewrite the rules. In 2026, the world stopped believing in handshakes. When the last digital artery connecting East and West was accidentally severed in the deep sea, the bubble of globalization finally burst. We have entered a new era, the era of physical hegemony. In this world, concepts like democracy or universal values are hollow echoes compared to the roar of a hungry power grid or the silence of a dry oil well. Today, in this virtual arena floating on the edge of a data black hole, two titans will face off for the first, and perhaps last, time. This isn't diplomacy. This is a liquidation of the old world. Topic 1. Energy. In 2026, the East's power generation exceeded 10 trillion kilowatt-hours, surpassing the combined output of the US, EU, India, and Japan. While the West argued over carbon credits, the East built a nervous system of ultra-high voltage grids to claim the pulse of the century. This is a war of watts.
Listen, I've seen the numbers, and frankly, the numbers are a disaster. For you, they're a total disaster. You're generating all this power, but for what? To feed a bunch of crumbling, rusty factories? Believe me, nobody knows energy better than I do. You're burning coal, you're making smoke, it's a mess. But us? We have the smartest AI. My AI doesn't need 10 trillion watts because my algorithms are 100 times smarter than your clunky machines. I've just signed an executive order. A total embargo on all advanced cooling systems and energy control chips. I'm going to watch your massive grids melt down under their own weight. You generate the power, but I control the switch. Get it? It's the art of the deal. I take the brain, you keep the noise.
Donald, your understanding of the world is limited to the length of a social media post. You speak of algorithms, yet you forget that the foundation of every algorithm is physics. In 2026, the AI race is not a race of code. It is a brutal war of attrition through electricity. Every watt I generate is transformed into compute, into the simulation of reality itself. While your Silicon Valley frets over summer blackouts and counts every cent of their utility bills, my AI has already completed 1 billion iterations of next-generation materials, powered by an infinite current. You say you control the switch? No. You have only turned off the lights in your own house. You build walls to keep the light in, but outside those walls, we have built a new order. He who sets the price of a kilowatt-hour holds the scepter of God. You embrace the virtual. We embrace the sun.
The sun? Don't talk to me about the sun. I hear your solar panels are piling up in the ports because I hit them with a 200% tariff. 200%. Nobody's buying. Your power has nowhere to go. Your grid is going to go pop, boom, just like your real estate. I'll watch you embrace the sun in the dark while we use the cleanest, most beautiful American energy to light up the world.
The reality is stark. By 2026, the United States faced its worst industrial power shortage since World War II. The explosion of AI data centers pushed an aging US grid to the breaking point. Meanwhile, the East, controlling 80% of global solar capacity and leading in fusion experiments, turned electricity into a nearly free strategic asset. Trump's tariffs may have wounded the East's exports, but they inadvertently forced a total architectural reboot of the East's power structure. It is a battle of physical laws against financial rules. For now, the atom leads the dollar. Rare earths, the vitamins of modern industry. In 2026, the East officially unleashed its most lethal move. A decree that any product containing more than 0.1% of Eastern origin rare earth components is strictly prohibited from export to foreign defense contractors. This is more than an embargo. It is a precision pressure point strike on the West's high-tech arsenal. From the stealth coatings of the F-35 to the guidance systems of Patriot missiles, the American defense industry finds itself standing under an invisible guillotine.
Rare earths? Please. Nobody knows rocks better than I do, okay? You think some dirt is going to lock down America? It's a joke, a total joke. I've already signed the orders. In Texas, in Alaska, we've found massive veins. The most beautiful mineral veins you've ever seen, believe me. And I'm hitting your magnets with a 145% tariff, maybe more. I'll let those dirty rocks rot in your mines until you have $0 left. My team, the best engineers, they're working 24/7 to build our own plants. We don't need you. We are making American manufacturing great again, while you're just going to get poor holding on to your dirt.
Donald, you can sign any order on a piece of white paper, but you cannot sign atoms into existence from a void. Building a complete rare earth refining and magnet processing chain takes a decade. Crippling your defense industry takes a single day. You speak of veins in Texas? Those unrefined ores are nothing more than meaningless mud in our eyes. You impose a 145% tariff, but you are merely taxing your own Pentagon. Your fighter jets sit idle in hangars for lack of a few grams of heavy rare earths. Your EV factories go dark without our magnets. You are trying to use dollars to purchase the laws of physics, but the laws of physics do not accept your currency. This is not a trade war, Donald. This is the physical confirmation of our technological sovereignty.
Once the aircraft carrier was the ultimate symbol of hegemony. But in 2026, in the Persian Gulf and the South China Sea, the algebraic logic of war has been rewritten. The East's drone swarms, costing a few $1,000s each, have pushed America's $100 billion platforms into an abyss of cost inefficiency. This is a brutal calculation of price versus existence.
Have you seen my carriers? They are the most beautiful ships in the world. $13 billion apiece. That is the symbol of power. And your little drones? They're like flies. My generals, they're laughing at you. We have lasers, we have railguns. We have the most powerful nuclear arsenal in history. I'm the guy with the red button. And believe me, when I get crazy, even I'm scared of me. You want to play drone games? I'll send 1,000 F-22s and turn your swarms into scrap metal. Real war is for the strong, and America is always, always the strongest.
Donald, you are still using last century's logic to measure this century's speed of destruction. One of your carriers costs as much as 100 million of my drones. You can shoot down 100 or 1,000, but I have 10,000 and 100,000 more. This is not a duel of courage. It is a saturation of logic. When my swarms blot out the sun and my hypersonic missiles hit your deck before your radar even registers a signal, your $13 billion asset becomes nothing more than a floating pile of scrap metal. You say you hold the red button? That is only because, besides destroying the world, you have no other means left to win a war of attrition. Your hegemony is already bankrupt on the balance sheet. You simply refuse to admit it.
January 2026. Within days of returning to the White House, Trump issued his first military order. Venezuela. This wasn't about spreading democracy. It was a cold-blooded asset liquidation. As US forces seized the world's largest oil reserves, the East faced a moment of reckoning for its trillions in infrastructure investments. When the Monroe Doctrine meets a debt claimant superpower, conflict is no longer theoretical.
Look at Venezuela. Beautiful oil fields, the most beautiful in the world. and now they're ours. I sent the boys in, we grabbed Maduro, and we turned the oil tap back to America. This is the art of the deal, military style. And to the east, I heard you've got hundreds of billions in debt piled up there. Well, too bad. Those IOUs are now officially formatted. Your money is gone. You want oil? Fine. Bring your dollars and buy it from me at my price. I don't care how many roads or pipelines you built. The landlord's name is now Trump. It's called survival of the strongest, okay?
Donald, you have seized a piece of land, but you have lost the future of a continent. Do you truly believe that occupying a wellhead equals owning the energy? You are left with a paralyzed society and an endless insurgency. Meanwhile, I have built the underlying protocol of the entire region. My pipelines, my refineries, my digital payment systems, they are hardwired into the very survival of the locals. You took the shell of the oil, but I control its flow. Your special forces can guard a well, but they cannot guard a collapsing power grid. Eventually, this asset will become a fiscal black hole you cannot escape. We do not fight for temporary occupation. We win through systemic indispensability.
As Trump built a tariff wall of 60%, even 100%, he attempted to turn America into a fortress. But the East responded with a production tsunami. By 2026, the East stopped chasing the American consumer and instead exported its industrial standards to the entire global South. While American voters cried over the cost of living, the rest of the world was being washed over by the dividends of Eastern automation.
Tariffs are the most beautiful word in the dictionary. I built a wall of gold to protect the American worker. You want to flood us with your cheap junk? No way. I'm making your products so expensive in America that nobody will touch them. I want to see your factories close. I want to see your people out of work. We're going back to that great self-sufficient America of the 19th century. Sure, eggs cost a little more now, but that's the price of freedom. We have the best finance, the best services. We don't need your oily, greasy parts.
Donald, you are turning your country into an expensive museum. While you lock your doors and celebrate a false self-sufficiency, the rest of the world is adapting to our rhythm. One of my components drives the agriculture of all Africa. One of my batteries lights up the cities of Southeast Asia. You impose tariffs, but you are merely forcing your citizens to pay a lag tax. You think you have locked us out? No. You have locked yourself out of the process of civilization. We are no longer just making products. We are defining the survival standards of the 21st century. When your people can no longer afford the tools of progress, your competitiveness dies within your own walls.
The final battle of Episode 1, Internal Circulation. A game of who needs whom more. As Trump triggered total sanctions to cut off the East's foreign exchange, he made a startling discovery. The giant, with 1.4 billion people, had completed a painful but total system reboot.
I don't believe it. You can't survive on your own. Without dollars, how are you going to buy food? How are you going to buy resources on the global market? You're going to collapse just like the Soviets. I cut off SWIFT. I cut off the dollars. You're holding a bunch of zeros, useless digital numbers. Your people will starve. They'll take to the streets. Believe me, it's only a matter of time.
Donald, you are still dreaming the old dream where the dollar is God. In 2026, we are no longer the processing plant that waits for your nod. We have our own food security red lines, our own energy core, and a single market of 1.4 billion people, the largest on Earth. You cut off the dollar? You only accelerated the dollar's demise. My people have weathered storms. They understand collective will. But you? If your people go 3 days without an affordable latte, your streets will burn. This is the difference between our systems. I possess resilience, while you possess only a brittle prosperity.
Physical dominance has been established, but the rules of the game are about to be set on fire.
Hey, did you see that? That's called power, but you haven't seen anything yet. If you want to see how I flip the table in the next episode and burn their Great Wall to the ground, you need to like this video and subscribe right now. Don't miss the greatest comeback in history. Do it!
Reality is not for the faint of heart. If you seek to understand the new world order, share this broadcast with those who still sleep. Leave a comment below. Who truly won this round? Your insight will shape the beginning of our next clash.
Write it in the comments. I'll be reading. Tell them who's the boss. See you in the next one. It's going to be a big, beautiful episode.
Fate is already written. We will be waiting for you in the next chapter.